Catapulting Commissions family. What's up, team? Welcome back to this week's episode of the Catapulting Commissions podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Garcia. Thanks for joining. Today, we're going to dive into something that is near and dear to my heart. Consulting. Small business consulting, sales consulting, entrepreneur consulting. Pick a name, put consulting at the end. I am so frustrated with the lack of representation of honest business practices that exist in the sales and salespreneur industry. It is so frustrating that if your name ever gets associated with it, it irks you to the core. Let's talk about this a little bit more so you can understand where we're coming from. The Catapulting Commissions show and company started the end of 2019. The philosophy was I'm going to build a sales training program for B2B sales professionals specializing in outdoor sales. That was how the company started. That was the whole premise. And that is still the mission of the show, of the brand. Catapult your commissions. Teach you how to maximize the commissionable offers you have in your life, whether you're a sales professional working for a company, whether you're a telemarketer sales and you're selling a product or service on the phone, or whether you're a small business owner and you get paid from the revenue your company produces. That has been the mission the entire time. COVID hit. I had to make a hard pivot. For those of you who've been following along, you've heard me talk about the Catapulting Commissions agency, where now I'm taking sales reps that have been trained and we are teaching them some of the same philosophies that I've used for almost 20 years and applying them in a digital world. Got to be honest with you, COVID hit, struck the business like a lightning bolt. And all of a sudden, the things that I was specializing in outdoor sales weren't allowed to do. Everything had to move and go into a digital world. Now, I'm thankful that the skill sets are completely transferable. And I say this wholeheartedly. I have worked with clients that have 10, 15, $20 million brands. I have worked with clients that are just getting started. The skills that we talk about in catapulting commissions are transferable. I've worked with clients that produce $15 to $20 million in annual revenue. I've worked with clients that have produced $100,000 in annual revenue. I've represented companies that produce over $500 million in annualized revenue. The skill of influence utilized to make a sale is universally applicable. So in building and transitioning to a sales agency, the word comes up, you're a consultant. You're a consultant, you're a consulting agency, you're a sales consultant, small business consultant, coaching consultant. Look, let's talk about those consultants. In my time in corporate America, there is a consulting group that I won't say the name that recruits heavily from Ivy League and top business schools around the country. They recruit them, they want 4.0 GPAs, they offer these kids incredibly large salaries, and they come and they work on some really large projects. If you've ever been on the other end of working with these consultants, such as I have, where they're sitting across from you in a desk or in a conference room making recommendations, you start to realize there's some value in real world experience, not just from a textbook. And the frustration I've had with consulting groups is you pay these consulting groups 6 and 7 figure retainers to get someone to regurgitate what a textbook tells you. That never really sat well with me. Is so much so where I was like, look, my confidence as a customer to your consulting agency draws from your experience, draws from your research, but more importantly, draws from your own damn confidence. Be comfortable and confident in what you're saying. So that whole phrase of you're a consultant is so muddled because no one really knows exactly what a consultant is or what a consultant does or how they help their clients. So let's take that experience of working with consultants in corporate America and move that to the entrepreneur America, which I also call corporate America. It just doesn't have the logistics and all the layers. But at the end of the day, right, corporate America is trying to produce a product for a profit. Small business America is trying to produce a profit by selling a product. And this is really universal. So I guess I shouldn't even say America. It's across the globe. Consultants still exist. In working with consultants, if you are a small business owner and you're going to retain a consultant, there's a couple things you should watch out for. Every consultant is really good at telling you about how effective they are. It really is, 100%. When you're interviewing and want to retain a consultant for your business, there's a few questions that you have to ask yourself. What will I gain by working with this consultant that I can't gain by myself? And sometimes, and I say this from experience from clients that I've worked with, it's a different set of lenses, a different set of perspective. It is somebody looking at your business through a set of lens that you don't look at. One of my clients that I've recently worked with has a phenomenal IT business. I'm not an IT person, but through a different set of lenses, we're able to identify new avenues for opportunity, new avenues for revenue, new salesforce additions. It was a great relationship. The reason those relationships exist is as a sales consultant or small business consultant, I give you objectivity. I look at things from an outside lens in, and I use the years of experience, the years of application, more importantly, the confidence of knowing what I'm going to recommend will work. Now, when I say years of experience, I don't talk about years in age. It doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 20 years, 10 years, 30 years. If I help 10 companies execute a strategy this year, I have 10 years of experience through 10 different companies. That's kind of how I view things, right? So you'll hear me never reference like, oh, I've been doing this for X amount of time, or I've been doing this for so long to build my credibility. It's not necessary. But for you as a business owner, when you want to bring a consultant into your world, you want to look at it and say, what can they do that I can't do for myself? Once you identify that, the next question you want to vet is this person credible? Do they have authority to speak on what they're speaking about? This is a tough one to decipher because when you're questioning someone's credibility, if you utilize social media alone, that is the worst research possible. Fun, dirty secret. Any social media profile you see online, any YouTube video you see online, it can have 1 like, 1 million likes, 1 follower, 1 million followers. Everything has a price tag on it. So you want to say, okay, I understand that component, but where's the credibility? How do I find that you are credible? One, in social media, when I look at consultants and people who I bring on the Catapulting Commissions show, I look at their credibility through consistency. How consistent are they on? Number 2, they go through a thorough process of being vetted for results. Are the results you're claiming in actuality? Are the results you're demonstrating something you've actually done? And when you do that process of vetting someone out, you really start to separate the pros from the shows. You see, pros know their value to the marketplace. Pros can easily provide you with quality, credible referral sources. Pros are incredibly transparent about what they can or can't do. Shows are really good salespeople. They're snake skins. They have the gift of gab. They make you feel good about yourself, but when it comes time to execute, you'll notice some discrepancies there. The third thing you want to look for in working with a consultant or hiring a consulting group is, what is the guarantee like? In building the Catapulting Commissions agency, I've vetted a lot of potential partners to work with me on this project and program. So many partners that I learned so much of what to do, what not to do. The guarantee that an agent or a consultant can offer to your firm is everything. So much so that I've worked with companies that say, if I can't find you X amount of revenue, incremental opportunity in working with you, then we will refund your consulting fees. I have found other companies that will say, if I can't generate 1.5 times the growth of my consulting fee, I'll refund you 100% of your money. You see, that's where rubber meets the road. How comfortable and confident is your consultant in their skill set? Can they identify the opportunity and help produce the revenue that you hire them to produce? And this gets a really gray area. It's a fine line. Are you a consultant advising, or are you a sales employee in my company? Those are 2 different jobs. So when you look for that guarantee, you want to ensure that you have things structured that will protect you as the small business owner. I know that when I've crafted offers for a consulting partnership, I'm always looking at what is the victory for you? And some people, they want a true sales agency where, hey, I need you to provide trained sales professionals to me. How does that relationship work? Others need help strategizing or identifying or locating the opportunities to succeed at. When you come across those folks that are looking for opportunities to succeed, that's a little bit more labor intensive, in my opinion, than providing a trained sales force. Because when you do that, you're a little bit more vetted in the job. And in those opportunities, a guarantee has to be something tangible. I will identify X amount of opportunities or X amount of incremental revenue that you haven't identified yourself, and I will lay out a bulletproof strategy to get those. That's a guarantee. A guarantee when you hire a sales agency is if my guys don't produce, I don't want you to pay me. Point blank. Catapulting Commissions is my brand. So much so it's trademarked to my company. If the agency or consultant you're working with is a sales consultant and doesn't stand behind what they can produce, there's a problem there. Now, look, I've worked with business partners that have said, hey, I need to pay a retainer. I need to train people. I need to give some product knowledge. And there's always that applicable component of compensation or retaining a consultant. But if the consultant is good as they say they are, that's only a small portion, because the rest should be in incentive-based opportunities, incentive-based consulting agencies. That's really where the value is moving into the new 2021, moving into the laptop lifestyle, moving into these brands that are companies that are producing more revenue than some of the brick and mortar companies I used to work with years past. Where does that consultancy fit for you? So when you look to bring on a consultant into your business, can they do something for you that you can't do for yourself? Are they credible? Do they have the necessary skills to be speaking to you about what they're doing? And 3, what type of guarantee on their services will they be offering you? Because if the guarantee they're offering you isn't crystal clear cut, it's time to run and head for the water. Now, I'm going to say this about the sales agencies and consultants, and I have a decent following that listens to the show, so much so that every time you guys reach out to me through the DMs, through Facebook messages, through conversations that come across you, I read everyone. I guarantee if it's a direct message that gives value to the show, it gets filtered and I read it. If it's spam, come on, I'm not going to read that stuff. Anyhow, here's my message to you. If you're trying to grow your consulting business, your sales business, more importantly, if you're just a business owner in general and you're trying to grow your business, this includes you, salespreneurs. I call you business owners. You're a sales professional. The majority of your income comes off commission. You only have one reputation. Protect it at all costs. There never should be a time in your life where your reputation is questioned. And if your reputation is questioned, you should do everything in your power to protect it, clarify it, and redeliver the results that you were once approved to do or you were once entrusted to do. If you lose your credibility in the marketplace is small. And eventually, the reputation precedes you, and the reputation you get isn't going to be helpful to your benefit, helpful to your business, or helpful to you growing to the company that you want to become. When I made the transition and built Catapulting Commissions, I had 2 mentors that helped me in my infancy, both incredibly successful entrepreneurs, both really influential people. One, Peter Voogd, Game Changers Academy, 6 months to 6 figures. I've known Peter for years. And one of the things that Peter had shared with me was focus more on audience expansion. Don't try to sell every little widget. Don't take on projects that you're not prepared to do. Charge your worth. And always important, be yourself. Be honest and direct. I ran with that. Thanks, Peter, for that. The other one was Rory Vaden, New York Times bestseller, 7 months to 7 figures. Sorry, Rory. New York Times bestseller of Take the Stairs. Just confuse you with Peter. My apologies. New York Times bestseller. Rory runs the Brand Builders Group out of Nashville, Tennessee. Another large consulting firm that has grown exponentially in its first 3.5 years of infancy once Rory created that company. Running a company with total transparency and total honesty with Rory has been the best thing ever for my business. I've met some amazing people through that network, but more importantly, I've never had my business questioned on its integrity, ethics, or moral. So much so that when consulting opportunities have been presented to me in the past that I'm not qualified for, I don't have the bandwidth for, I'm really quick to punt them off to a valuable partner that can take on XYZ project. They taught me so much so that when I wanted to build the agency in a digital platform and I started interviewing and identifying partners to work with me, those are the same qualities I looked for. Someone who's always going to be themselves and someone who's going to be incredibly honest and transparent. And I found that in my partner that we're building the sales agency with. So Catapulting Commissions family, I'm here to tell you, the consultants that are trying to sell you their crap, ask yourself, what will this do for my business that I can't do for myself? Is this person credible? And what type of guarantee do they have? Catapulting Commissions family, if you're the person selling your services, you're selling your offering, remember, only one reputation, and it must be clean all the time. There is no problem saying the project someone reached out to you for is something you can't handle. It's too big of a project. My team's not prepared for that. I don't have the bandwidth. Whatever the situation is, you can say that, and you can save face. You can save your credibility by just being honest. Matter of fact, let's talk honesty. You're watching the show on YouTube right now. I'm in a hotel room in San Antonio, Texas. Yes, I travel with all my content creation equipment. I'm here working consistently because, one, that's something that I believe in bringing to you, those who follow the show. But two, I have family responsibilities. My daughter's out here, so I'm always transparent with my following. So if you're following Instagram, you'll see Isabella's entered to the USA National Taekwondo Tournament today. So we're out here. We had a weight cut, do a bunch of stuff, and then now you sit in a hotel room. She makes weight, and we compete tomorrow. So I've been doing tons of work throughout the day, so it seemed like a great time to make content. That's transparency and honesty for you. Guys, nobody wants the fake guru. Nobody wants the sleazy salesman. Be honest, be organic, be yourself. Business owners, if the sales consultant can't guarantee the work, can't prove they're credible, and can't do something you can't otherwise do yourself, not sure if you need them. That's what I got for you this week. Do me a favor. Drop a line, comment, DM. Tell me your experience with working with consultants or gurus or coaches, for that matter, that have said they're going to get you results. Was it good? Was it bad? What are you looking for? That's what I got for you guys. Catapulting Commissions family, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you next week.